Hello everybody, this is a short commercial for a book I've just published. It's published in New Zealand and it is a book of my poetry. It has about exactly 67 poems in them, covering 104 pages or so. I'm very pleased with it. It's called Poems Old and New, and there are literally a very few old poems, and the vast majority, over 60, were written since 2020 and reflect my own feelings. Poems come spontaneously, and therefore, although one owns them to a certain extent, one also just translates them sometimes, fills with them a little bit, but ultimately this is what came through. What drives me? Well, I think we are facing challenges as humans, and the more that we can do that we feel is creative, something that flows through us and out of us, the better. And so this is really my way of encouraging people to do this too, or not just with poetry, with any artistic expression. So we have them here. So this is a bit of a commercial in my rooms here, and I'll just give you a couple of examples. I'd have to say some are on those lines of how we express ourselves. There are sad poems, there's happy poems, and even rather silly little poems you'll be glad to hear. One of the more recent ones, for instance, that talks about the topic that I'm already talking about is called Beyond AI. And this is just one example of a poem from my book. Between and beyond the clamouring noise of those encaptured digital dots and words lies a poetry, unfettered and free, silently awaiting the unbridled bliss of human embrace. And along these lines too, a very short one called Now and Then. Most live in the shadows, anointed by the obscure, where blinded brilliance gathers and future hearts adore. So many of the things that we're doing now may seem a little bit silly, but make a note of them, because they could well be precious in the future. So there's my book, a wee advert for it. It's available here from my rooms, and I'll be doing some readings along with some of my music, and I hope you come to those when I've decided when they're going to be. And it's available here. I've got a number of copies printed here, very close here in Onsworth Heights, by a great printer called Bookprint, who I so far highly recommend, and they've been wonderful and very efficient. Okay, so please do consider looking at this book, particularly when you come into our rooms, possibly for a consultation, and it's a very nice, easy thing to dip into, and I hope it is enjoyable. So all the best, and thank you.